very interesting topic. Very interesting. Satan is at the door. Hashtag Tyler. This is interesting. I was having a conversation with another Masonic brother of mine. Both of us are from different jurisdictions. And we got into a conversation regarding one position in the lodge. Hey, we're going to talk about the Tyler from different point of view. One that I didn't see this coming. I'm going to be honest, I did not see this coming. This particular position is one of the opposition to the lodge. We're going to look at the Tyler from the opposition of the lodge, him being an enemy of the lodge. And I know most of you are probably saying, oh, my goodness, man, what are you talking about? Take for a moment. What is the job of the Tyler? Just for a minute. Take that into consideration. His job. His job is to keep out all cowings and eavesdroppers. To see that none pass or repass, right? Unless they have permission, correct? That's his job. That's the Tyler's job. And he has a weapon in his hand. Am I not right? His job is also to try anybody who tries to come into the lodge. It's another thing. The Tyler is the guy that we say protects the lodge. But I want to look at him from another point of view. I want to look at the Tyler from a different perspective other than that which we've already been told in our Masonic studies. And the things that we've been told traditionally. So let's take a look at the Tyler. He sits outside the door. He has a weapon in his hand. We claim that he says he's protecting the lodge. But what if that wasn't his job? What if that wasn't? Because, see, when you take a look at the Tyler, he tests everyone. He tries everyone. Tries everybody. And you cannot get in unless you have passed his test. His test. So, what is Satan? What does he do? He tries everyone. He tests everyone. You can't get to the other side unless you go through him. You can't get to the other side. You can say whatever you want to say. You're going to be tested. And that is his job, is to test you, to prove that you are who you claim that you are to be. If you know anything about the job of Satan, his job is to test you. His job is to figure out, are you true to the cause? Are you really down with JC? Are you really with him? Are you really with Muhammad? Are you walking with these? Are you doing the thing? That's the job. Before you're able to get past me, I got to make sure that you're on the right thing. The Tyler does just that. He says, look, before you can come in here, I got to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. I got to check you out because I don't know. I don't know. You're telling me that you're this, but I got to try you. So the Tyler, he tries you. Now, if you get past him and get into the lodge, which in my eyes represent the universe. It represents a place of calmness, a place of peace, a place of rest. It really does. Because it says this in your Masonic ritual. It says that harmony being the strength of all societies, more especially of ours. Don't we all enjoy being around a place of peace and harmony? So the lodge itself is a representative of that which brings forth peace and harmony. Supposed to be. So now as you take the Tyler who's outside the door to make sure that you are who you claim to be is the way in life. Before you can get to the sun, Ruah, before you can get to any of the places that you may think that you're going to be tested and tried. That's life. And then when you get past the test of being tried, when you get past him, then you enter a place of peace, rest, everything is calm. This is where you want to be because you've been tested, you've been found true to who you claim to be. A lot of us claim to be Masons. And when someone tests you, you fail. When you knock on the door of the lodge and you want to enter, you fail because you don't know. You claim you got a card, you got a dude's card, you got everything that says that you are, but when you meet the Tyler, you failed his test. So it is in life. When you run up against Satan, when you run up against the adversary, when you run up against yourself, you fail the test. When you meet the man in the mirror, you fail the test because he tried you and you was denied. I know most of us says, I've been tried, never denied, will have been tried again. No, brother. A lot of us has been denied. A lot of us has failed the test to see what's on the other side because we're trying to get into the lodge and because we don't know. Because we don't know. When we meet the Tyler, he says, walk the Tyler sword. And you're like, what? I've never been told that. Nah, it's an instrument of death. And you can't walk it. And then when he says, what's the Tyler's oath or the Tyler's obligation? No, I don't know. See, it's a beautiful thing when someone brings you a different perspective of the Masonic order. Although you may see it as being, oh man, this is great, you know, the fellowship. But when someone lays something down different to you and for you to see something from a different vantage point, it becomes a whole nother thing. I never considered the Tyler being an adversary to the Masonic Lodge until I had that conversation with my brother. He's in the chat right now. I was like, come on, bro. He's like, no, think about that for a minute. It is not to throw you off. It just gives you a different perspective, a different advantage point, something to think about in his job, in how he's supposed to be one who protects the lodge, but yet he's an adversary to the lodge. You catch that on the way home. Because his job is to see if you're going to fail the test. His job is to make sure that you're on point. Same job is to make sure that you're on point. If you're saying that you're going to rock with JC, if you're saying that you're going to rock with Muhammad or any of those that you deem is worthy to follow, you get tested, you get tried. And that's the job of the Tyler. Because you want to enter a place that is of harmony and of strength. You want to get to that place. But when you look at the adversary, his job is to prevent you from getting there unless you pass the test, unless you know your works, unless you have been tried and willing to be tried again. No matter what, you keep coming back for more. You keep wanting more. You keep wanting to see it from different perspectives and angles. So it is in the Masonic Lodge. Seeing things from different points and angles. See, because most of us only get the basic fundamentals of a lodge. And we look at it as this place where I'm going to a lodge meeting. And that's all you get. To sell chicken dinners and tickets and raffle tickets and doing fundraisers and say I'm going to go and make donations. That's all you really get. But it's on a different level if you take it there. If you take Masonry and look at it from a universal point of view, one that's going to strengthen your mind, one that is going to enlighten you on something different than what you've always seen, because each person in the lodge represents a time and space, such as the Wishful Master. His position, if taken, is like, don't shoot me. But let's look at it. Greetings, everyone. Let's look at it from this point of view. The Wishful Master is JC, Jesus Christ, just for a minute. The Grand Master is God, just for a minute. You can't get to the Grand Master unless you know the Worshipful Master. See, if you take this thing and flip it on its head, it's the universality of Freemasonry that teaches you a moral standard and conduct and principle in life. Because it says that you would not make a man, a Mason, who is of irreligious team. A old man in his donage. A young man in his foolishness. You said that. But yet we see that a lot of us make old men's Masons in their nonage. We make Masons who are irreligious, and we make young Masons in their foolishness. We do that, but you're not supposed to. So when you flip things on its head and you begin to look at it from a different perspective, everything begins to have a little bit more glow to it, a little bit more light shining on it. Because like the Grand Master and like the Worshipful Master who governs their lodge with wisdom, it's awesome. It's awesome. And see, in having this conversation with my dear brother, he said, Brother Tony, why is it that you when you become a Mason, you're told these things? And you can look this up for yourself. This is no secret. This is no secret. This is no secret. He says you're told that the G represents God, deity, geometry, Noxic. No, I'm mispronouncing the word, but you'll follow me. And you're told these things, and you be like, yeah, yada, yada. But when you continue your journey in Freemasonry, the G leaves the compass and square, and there you find the sun. I was like, man, you're not right. I said, bro, you're not right. I didn't see that one coming. Hold on. Yeah, sorry about that. That was a very important call. So when you begin to look at that and flip that whole thing, man, it becomes like a wow moment. Because it is so true that when you travel within the portals of Freemasonry with the various degrees, things changes. And I tell you another thing. When you get into the appending bodies, that compass, that square, that level, that plumb, they all change too. The way you use them would not be the same way you used them in the previous degrees. They change. On the York right side, you get working tools all the way up into the Royal Arch. And after the Royal Arch degree, you get no more working tools. No more. So my brother really had me thinking. He had me out of the box. I was like, dude, I didn't see this coming. I didn't see this conversation coming. But when he presented it, I was like, okay, I'm going to take you someplace else. Let's go back to the garden. Okay, let's go back to the Garden of Eden. There, you will hear in regards to God walking, not floating, not disappearing, but walking through the garden. And there you will find God also calling Adam and Eve, asking, where are you and why are you hiding? And who told you you were naked? And upon that same conversation, it says they took fig leaves and made themselves aprons. Took fig leaves and made themselves aprons to cover their what? Lower body. We who are Masons, what do we wear? Aprons. And what do we cover? Our lower bodies. After that, they are told to leave this place, the garden. And there he placed two cherubims with flaming swords. I'm just saying. Something to really think about, something to really get into, because I would tell you this, in most Masonic lodges, these conversations never come up. These types of conversations, because what happens is you're so interested in selling chicken dinners and doing some other stuff until you miss the flavor, the seasoning, the meat, the things that can actually get you to really think about some things in life in regards to Freemasonry, because it is a door. It is a door to which once you go in, man, it makes you think about everything. You never see things the same way. No, not if you're in the right lodge. You're gonna see things totally different. You're not gonna talk about regularity. You're not gonna be into the I'm on this and I'm on that. When you're in the right lodge, you're gonna have discussions that's gonna have you to rethink things from what you've often been told. It's gonna have you to look at things differently than what you see. That's the right lodge that you want to be in. You don't, I mean, my dear brother gets me to thinking a lot when we have our conversations. And I'm happy that he does, because it really makes me go back and look at some things differently than the way I've been told and how I've seen them. That's what a good Masonic lodge does for a brother who is a Mason. Now, I'm going to take all of that and I'm going to go over here to the Eastern Star side of things. You see, because we often talk about that blazing star. The sisters often say they have seen the star in the east. They often say these things unknowingly, that in the Masonic order, we have a star also. And see, within that star, I've often said, and you need to go check this out, and you can verify for yourself, that compass and square is hidden within the star. So when you see a sister, my brother, you are supposed to know how to communicate with her. You're supposed to. You're supposed to know the gestures of how to greet that star, because you have a star too. What happens in that is that most brothers don't want to deal with sisters. Let's just keep that. Yeah, that's real. Most brothers don't want to deal with sisters. They don't even want to have a conversation with you regarding anything. This is true. It is true. But what we need to do in all of that is to really begin to break down this order of the Eastern Star, this craft of Freemasons. Because what we have done, we have polluted it. Oh man. Yeah, including me. You know, once upon a time I was all up in that. But we have polluted it. But we need to be able to take the substance, break that down, and really look at it. Really. Because most of us practice an American style of Freemasonry. We do. Hear me clearly. Most of us practice an American style of Freemasonry. You leave this country and you go visit someplace else, you will be shocked. You are going to be shocked. Hear me clearly. We practice an American style of Freemasonry. If you are truly who you claim to be and you leave this country and you travel as a Mason, you're going to see some things differently. Don't ever tell another jurisdiction you're doing something wrong, because you are visiting. You are a visitor. See, they found you worthy and well qualified and allowed you to come in to their home, and then you get there and you say, no, this is not right. You're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. That's a fact. You're a visitor. See, the Tyler, let's get back to him. Let's get back to the Tyler. He allowed you to come through. You was tried, but he knew that you wasn't quite right. So he allowed you to come through. And then you get there and get embarrassed because you felt that the way they do it where you're at and the way it's done here is wrong. It's not. No one owns a monopoly on Freemasonry. No one owns that monopoly. This is why it's very important to become familiar with different rites and ceremonies. And it becomes to your advantage point is to visit outside of your own Masonic confines, because most of us are very comfortable with our lodges, our grand lodges, and the way we do things. Until when you see something done differently, oh, that's foreign to me. That's not right. That's not how it should be done. And you're absolutely incorrect. Absolutely incorrect. So as we take a snapshot of the Tyler today and look at the Tyler from an adversary point of view, and not just necessarily someone who's protecting the lodge, but someone who's actually doing some other things, devilishment, for lack of a better word, it just gives you another perspective. And I sit and I wonder, and I look at all of the other degrees. And today I decided to take a look at the 29th degree. Whew. Yeah, I went there today, and that's interesting. And the things you would find in the Masonic order, if you continue, a lot of history is hidden within the Masonic order. Let me say that. A lot of true history is hidden within the Masonic order. But because a lot of us don't take it seriously and we don't really study and look at it, we won't find it. But a lot of history is really hidden within the Masonic order. That's what I've personally found. And it has definitely helped me on this journey in this thing we call life, this matrix, man. I tell you, when you begin to see things from different points of views and advantage points, it gives you a whole nother perspective. Look, I want to say thank you for coming on. Some think they own Freemasonry. Yeah, there's some do. I want to thank each of you for coming on and really just hearing me out. Really just hearing me out. Go back and just take a snapshot of the Tyler and what he does, and compare him to the adversary and what the adversary does. And I know you're gonna say, well, Brother Tony, you know that's I know, but just for a moment, flip that switch, flip it, and look at the Tyler and say, damn, you know, he's testing, he's trying me, he's trying to make. Am I sure? Am I sure I'm claiming who I am? Am I sure? Can I get past the Tyler? Can I get over him or her? You catch that on the way home. Oh my God, that was a great conversation earlier. Hey, look, until next time, I want everybody to enjoy themselves. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button, and definitely remember this if you don't remember anything else, man. Keep your brothers and sisters in prayer. Just keep them in prayer. Everybody needs prayer. Even a thug need a hug. Until next time, keep your light on, stay out the bushes, and hey, to my sisters of the Order of the Eastern Star, let your light shine bright. I'm out. Peace and be well. Until next time.